बहुत दिनन का भूला भटका, बहुत दिनन का भूला भटका, ले ले श्री माँ शरण तिहारे। आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे, आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे। बहुत दिनन का भूला भटका माँ, बहुत दिनन का भूला भटका, ले ले श्री माँ शरण तिहारे। आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे, आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे। निर्मल नाम पतित पावन है, निर्मल नाम पतित पावन है। चहुँ दिश गावत सब सहजन है, चहुँ दिश गावत सब सहजन है। इस अमृत से पावन होले, इस अमृत से पावन होले, ले ले श्री माँ शरण तिहारे। आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे, आया हूँ। धन नहीं मांगू, मांगू न सकता, धन नहीं मांगू, मांगू न सकता। ढूंढ पथिक तेरे प्यार का रास्ता, ढूंढ पथिक तेरे प्यार का रास्ता। निर्मल छाव की ठंडी फुहर में, निर्मल छाव की ठंडी फुहर में, ले ले श्री माँ शरण तिहारे। आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे, आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे। भाग बड़े तुमसे मन लागा, भाग बड़े माँ भाग बड़े, भाग बड़े तुमसे मन लागा। अंतर आत्मा तब से जागा, सहज कह सुन अरज हमारी, सहज कह सुन अरज हमारे। ले 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 श्री भूला भटका ले ले श्री माँ शरण तिहारे, आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे, आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे, आया हूँ दरबार तुम्हारे। Good evening and a very warm welcome to everyone. Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi, who established Sahaja, she used to give a lot of speeches in English language as well. And she would always start her speech by saying, I bow to all the seekers of the truth. So let us start with that. A bow to all the seekers of the truth who have joined us today. We'll talk about what does it mean, the seekers of the truth, what is Sahaja Yoga, who Shree Mataji is. Then we'll talk about our internal subtle system a bit, and then we'll get into the meditation session. So what we have been trying to do here on this online channel of Zoom and YouTube for the past year now since lockdown happened was try and reach out to people who are trying to understand more about Sahaja Yoga. But in these days of quarantine, you cannot go out and go to the centers of Sahaja Yoga and understand more about it. So we've been trying to share more knowledge about Sahaja Yoga here. We have daily sessions happening for new seekers in the morning at 8 a.m., in the afternoon at 4:15 p.m., and in the evening, which is the 7:45 p.m. Also, then we do daily 5:30 p.m. meditation sessions where people who have understood more about Sahaja Yoga can go into deep meditation sessions. So in that same lieu, we got some requests about doing this session in English because some people joined us who couldn't understand Hindi. So we have started a session in English on Saturday and a session in Marathi on Friday for the evening sessions. So the idea is to reach to as many people as possible to share the message of Sahaja Yoga and Shree Mataji. So the word seeking and seekers is very, very common these days, I guess. A lot of people talking about seeking the God and seeking something higher. There's a search. Seeking basically means searching for something. So there is an innate desire within us which we do not know of yet. And to satisfy that desire, we keep searching, we keep seeking joy in different things. So for example, in life, we may find joy in achieving a high status or position in job, or we may look for that joy and happiness in money, maybe in family, maybe in some sort of a designation, some recognition in the society by doing some social work or something like that. We're all the time seeking something which we do not know. So we do a lot of things to sort of satisfy that surge inside us. But what happens? So let's say I have a seeking for having a car. So I go in the market, do a lot of research, do this, that, spend a lot of money, take a loan, buy a car, start paying EMI. And then after some days, I'm again not satisfied because I want to buy a house. So then I go into that frenzy again. And this goes on. We know that there is no end to this. This is life for us. We keep desiring for something or the other. And then we act upon it and it goes on, and we are never really satisfied with what we have. We end up being unhappy and unsatisfied all the time, even though God has given us so much. Really, God has blessed us so much with what we have. So there is the seeking. We do not know how it is going to take us to a higher position or in a position where we are happy and joyous. And the reason behind that is, in this world of Maya, we keep searching for these things, and then we get fed up. One day comes when we say that this is too much. I've done everything all my life, and I've searched for so many things. I have achieved so much, and I'm still unsatisfied. So once you recognize, once you accept the fact that all these things do not give us the truth, the ultimate, the joy, the satisfaction that we are looking for, it is then that you start looking for something higher. That something higher is spirituality, is God Almighty, our Creator. So then we try to find how to reach to Him. So this is a stage of life that comes to people um, in some time. Sometimes we only search for Him, and that could be a good reason because we have some issues in life, maybe some physical problems, maybe some family or money related problems, and we come seeking God in various shapes and formats. We do all that we know in religion of puja, path, vrat, upas. We go to gurus, we go to so many temples and this and that, and we pray to Him to figure out how to get over our issues. That is also, we can call it seeking. So this seeking goes on, and this is what leads us to spirituality. So why is this seeking so important, and why are we talking about it today? So we are talking about it because this desire, this seeking, is coming from um, the pure desire inside us. That is the power of Kundalini, which is placed inside us. So this is God's power that has created us, that has given us life, that has given us the various chakras. And this power is the one that resides inside us in the sacrum bone. So this is the power of pure desire inside us. So why do we call it power of pure desire? It's because this power, so we say that in economics, it says that wants are not satiable generally, and we just saw that we always are seeking something. So when we get the Kundalini awakening, when we get our self-realization through our Kundalini awakening, we get the true satisfaction in life. We get what we are truly looking for, searching for, the joy, the bliss, the happiness. So that is the promise of Kundalini awakening, that we get what we are truly searching for all our lives, in fact. So this sounds very fantastic, and this sounds like it's too good to be true, and how can it happen, and things like that. So, but in so many scriptures and so many religions and so many saints and incarnations have talked about a time in the future. So if any of us have read any of the scriptures, will know that there has been some promise of a time that will come when uh, something good is promised, something good will happen. So how will that time come? How will that happen? That will happen through the Kundalini awakening. As early as 14,000 years ago, it was mentioned in Nadi Granth by Markandeya that in the year 1970, uh, Adishakti will come on this earth, and she will give self-realization to people who are grahasthas, who are sitting in their homes, but in their past lives they had been searching for God, and the time would come when they'll get their realization. There's another scripture in our Hindu religion where it's called as Nal Damayanti Akhyan. It says, it talks about King Nal, who once got hold of Kali. So we know that this is Kali Yuga, this time of Kali. And he got hold of Kali and told him that you are a very evil being. You separated me from my wife. I'll just finish you off so that your reign doesn't come on this earth and people do not suffer from you. But then Kali told him that you first must know my importance, and then you can take your decision. So King Nal said, what could be your importance? And he said that when my time comes, people would, so when Ghor Kali Yuga comes, people would be so lost, they would be so fed up with this Maya Jal that living in their grahast ashram meaning their grahast lives, as in the family lives, they will get their self-realization. So the people who are today in the time of Nal, who are today searching God in Giri Kandaras, in caves and dells, would come back on this earth as grahastas and get their self-realization. So Nal then left Kali. He said that's a great thing to happen. So these promises have been made, and this seeking has been going on for ages. It has been different. Earlier, it was just one guru, one shishya kind of a parampara that we had. That one guru would go through hundreds and thousands of applicants of shishyas. He would test them in every way possible and then select one and give realization to them. That was the time, that was the early ages. Shree Mataji says that today is the time of blossom. Earlier, there were one or two flowers on this tree of life. Now is the time when thousands have to blossom. And that is the discovery of Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is nothing new. It's nothing miraculous. It is yoga. Yoga means union. The only word Sahaj means something that is spontaneous, easily happening. It happens on its own. Nothing's to be done about it. What Shree Mataji has found out is a way to give this realization en masse, which means to thousands it can be given with the discovery of Sahaja Yoga. Earlier, it used to happen just one person would get it. And then that one person would talk about it, and people would crucify them, would poison them, would hurt them, would really be so bad to them that they would leave the world so soon. So that was the issue. There would be one or two people who would get to the realization and would try and talk about it and would say, like Kabira used to say, that sab jag andha kise samjhaun. The whole world is blind. Who am I going to explain this to? So that was the issue which Shree Mataji solved. And she has been able to give realization to hundreds of thousands of people across the world. Shree Mataji founded Sahaja Yoga in 1970. And earlier it was just one or two people who got realization. Shree Mataji's husband was placed in the UN as the Secretary General of International Maritime Organization for 7 consecutive terms. And with that, he was placed in London. So Shree Mataji also moved to London, and then she moved to a lot of countries to explain to people about what Sahaja Yoga is, what self-realization is, and she gave realization to thousands of people. Now Sahaja Yoga has been established in more than 150 countries. So that is how Sahaja Yoga started. Sahaja Yoga is fully free of cost. There is no charge for anything. Shree Mataji has emphasized it on so many times that you just cannot pay anything to me for this. You do not have anything which can really give the value for what I'm giving to you. So, but we do not have that kind of understanding with so many gurus out there in the market. It's very difficult to understand that somebody would be doing something for free of cost for nothing at all. So that challenge has been there. There have been so many people who have been confusing us about what Sahaja Yoga, what union is, what yoga is. And there have been so many wrong things that we have come to understand in terms of Sahaja Yoga. So Sahaja Yoga is essentially yoga, which happens spontaneously by the rising of your Kundalini. That is the only thing that can happen in the name of yoga. So we know that we do asanas in name of yoga. We do several things. That was the past when Patanjali in his book explained about Ashtanga yogas, that is 8 parts of yoga. Out of that 8 parts, so it started with yam, niyam. So there were disciplined things that one had to follow, not in Grihastha ashram, by the way. And then one of those 8 parts was asana, which we do as calling that as yoga. The end of those 8 is Ishwar Pranidhana, when you really get to God. So getting to God is what is the meaning of yoga, the union. The word itself in Sanskrit means union. How is union going to happen? By any other activity that we can do. We can read books, we can do puja, we can do asana, we can do so many things that prepare us, that can prepare us for getting to God, that can cleanse us for getting to God. But the real getting to God, how will that happen? That has never been described fully. In a lot of books, it has been mentioned about Kundalini awakening, but it has not been touched upon very, very deeply because people didn't know how to raise Kundalini. This was a mysterious thing. For example, a very famous saint of Maharashtra, Gyaneshwara, wrote about Kundalini awakening in the 6th century. And then, sorry, in the 16th century. And in the 6th chapter of his book, um, he mentioned all about Kundalini. A lot of details are given there. But the Brahmins of that time, they said that this chapter is Nishiddha. That means it cannot be read. It's not to be read. It's not for us. So that has been the state of affairs in terms of the knowledge of Kundalini being shared with everyone. A lot of others also tried to talk about it in their own language. So, for example, Kabira talks about Ida Pingla Sukhman Nadi in one of his dohas. So he has talked about the nadis inside us. There have been so many other references in so many other saints and scriptures about Kundalini. So Shree Mataji has started the Sahaja. We have talked about what Sahaja is, who Shree Mataji is. Now we'll talk a little bit about our subtle system. And we just saw the picture of that subtle system a while ago. We'll briefly talk about the nadis and chakras inside us as well. So we've talked about Kundalini, a little bit more about it. So the word Kundalini essentially means energy that is in coils. Why I call it energy is because it's a female form, Kundalini. So Kundal means coils. So this is the power of you can say God, whatever name you want to call him by, the power that enters inside us when we were in our mother's womb, 2.5 months old, and this energy enters through our fontanel bone area. So we know that children have a very soft bone here. It pulsates, in fact. So that's because this was the area from where the energy entered inside us, and it created 3 nadis and 7 chakras and various other chakras in nadi system. But the main ones are these 3 nadi and 7 chakras inside us. This whole system, this nadi system and chakra system, is what governs our complete being. So when we say complete being, it means the physical being that we see. There is an emotional person inside me. There's a mental person inside me who thinks, and there's a spiritual personality. So all of that is governed. All our existence and our being is governed by these centers and these nadis. And the rest of the energy, after having created all of this, comes down and settles in a bone called a sacrum bone, right at the below of our spinal cord. So you can see the name sacrum is also very interesting. Greeks have named this bone as sacrum, so they probably knew that there is something sacred about this bone. So then this power goes into a sleeping mode, suptavastha. Awakening this is our self-realization. So after this, we'll talk about the nadis inside us. So on the left, there is a blue nadi. You can see it's called as Ida nadi. So we'll also talk about the medical names. So there's a sympathetic nervous system inside us. So the left part of that sympathetic nervous system is governed by this nadi. So these nadis and chakras are in the subtle, and on the outside they're represented in the gross by the sympathetic nervous systems and the glands that we have inside us, the plexuses that we have inside us. Sorry. So this nadi talks about, is really about our past, is about our emotions, and is also called as the Chandra nadi, moon nadi. So when we think too much about the past, we're all time depressed, and we have so many desires that we have not worked upon. We're always dwelling into those thoughts of depression and desires and all the time of the past and sadness. Then we overwork on this nadi. Too many emotions also means we are using this nadi too much, and this gets too cold, and there are so many diseases that are called as psychosomatic diseases that come from the overusage of this nadi. On the right hand side, we have the Pingla nadi. So this nadi is um, Pingla Nadi is the Nadi of the sun. And this is called as the right sympathetic nervous system, the right channel. So this channel represents our activity and our thoughts, our thinking. So any mental or physical activity is essentially the right channel. So left channel was desires, right channel is activity. When we think too much of the future, or we are a very aggressive person, or we plan too much, then we are overworking this channel. We are doing too much physical activity, then also we are overworking this channel. And this is the nadi of the sun. So this gets overheated when we use it too much. That is about the Pingla nadi. So the past was Ida, future is Pingla. The emotions and desires were Ida, and the activity and all our mental activity and physical activity is Pingla nadi. So these two nadis are what drives our thoughts. So all the time, we do not know it, but we are all the time thinking, either of the past or of the future. So we do not even know that we are constantly thinking, and it's because we are on the cusp of a thought, and before the thought goes down, another one rises up. We simply jump from one to another. We keep jumping on these thoughts. So we are never in the present. And that is what is required for Kundalini to rise first. So if we are too much on the left or on the right all our lives, we are a very imbalanced personality. And we develop a lot of physical or mental issues in our lives. But if we are someone who has led a normal, balanced life, has not overdone anything, then you're usually a balanced person. And if you have led a good dharmic life, you get your realization very easily. So that is the center. That is our Sushumna Nadi, the third one, which is in the center. So this is the central channel. The parasympathetic nervous system is in the gross, and it's called as Sushumna Nadi in the subtle. So this is the path for Kundalini to rise. So it doesn't rise from the left channel, it doesn't rise from the right channel. You can see that its path is created from the center. And this is the path of a revolution as well. So we know that we have become such high beings as human beings. From the initial life that has come on this earth, we are a very, very evolved being. And all that evolution has happened on this channel. So these chakras, these main chakras are also placed on this channel, which are essentially milestones of our evolution. These are governed by several deities which have come on this earth to establish various principles that were required for human beings to ascend. And thus these chakras have been created by them. Yeah, so this is a bit about our nadis. Now we'll briefly talk about the chakras as well. So something also unique about Sahaja Yoga is you can see that on these hands, these fingers, we have numbered the chakras, in fact. So all the chakras and nadis we can feel on our fingertips. And why is that? Because it's in the gross, we know that the nervous system ends in our hands and our legs. So it's easy to open your hands in your lap while meditating. And what you will see is that you will feel cool or hot vibrations in meditation coming out of the center of your palm. Also, you will feel tingling, burning, or heavy kind of sensations on the chakras that are not good. The chakras that are good, you will feel cool vibrations. So we know the places of these chakras. We can see the places right now. And when we go into meditation, you can figure out which chakra was catching. So for example, I'll keep talking about every chakra, and then we'll also mention where the place of the chakra is in our hands. So the first chakra inside us is the Mooladhara chakra. And this chakra, as the name suggests, mools adhar, essentially. So the support of the root. So it's below Kundalini. It is governed by the deity that we worship the first, Sri Ganesha. And that is why we worship him first, because he is placed on the first center. He is a child, eternal child, and he represents innocence inside us, the innocence of a child. So if we are someone who's a very cunning person, who has bad intentions towards people, Also, sexually, if there is something wrong, then this chakra gets hampered. This chakra, when awakened, gives us the innocence, gives us wisdom about what is right, what is wrong. There's an innate wisdom that comes inside us, which tells us what should be done, what should not be done. This comes by the grace of Sri Ganesha. On our hands, where our palm meets our hand, you can see where number 1 is written. That's the place where we feel this chakra. Of course, when we have when we go against this chakra, we get several problems physically, as you can imagine. Diseases like which affect this area, which affect our excretion system or our sex organs, are all those diseases are caused because we go against the principle of innocence and wisdom and Sri Ganesha himself. After this, so what we are doing every time is talking about one chakra in detail and nadis. So we have done the nadis and Muladhara chakra previously. What we'll do today is talk more about the Swadhisthana chakra. So you can see that this chakra is the second one. Even though when Kundalini rises, this chakra is not the first one that it pierces. It pierces the one after this first, and then Swadhisthana comes. So this chakra is creating the void around Nabhi chakra inside us. You see the green void around is created by Swadhisthana, which moves around the Nabhi. So this is a very beautiful thing, as we know that this chakra is governed by Brahmadev Saraswati, and the depiction that we have of him is he sits on a lotus along with Saraswati that comes out of the navel of Sri Vishnu. So Nabhi chakra is the navel center, and this chakra moves around the Nabhi chakra. So this is the chakra of creativity. It's a very obvious thing to understand when we say that it is governed by Brahmadev Saraswati, because they are the creators of this universe, and they give us the powers of creativity. They also govern the art inside us. So there are so many people in Sahaja who, when get their realization, they get a great sense of music, art, poetry, dance, so many things that develop inside us, because all of these things are built inside of us. And when these chakras get the energy, these qualities get awakened inside us. So we get creativity that comes inside us. One other thing that this chakra is so we can understand that every chakra is responsible for all the organs in that area. So for example, this chakra is responsible for our liver, a very, very important and integral part of our being, and so many other organs like pancreas and spleen and everything. So this chakra is taking care of all of that. Also, we can see that from this chakra, the right channel starts and goes into our brain. So this chakra is also responsible for our thinking, planning, everything. All our mental activity, it starts from this channel, from this chakra. So this chakra is responsible for giving energy to think. So essentially what it does, it converts the fat cells inside us in our stomach into gray cells and provides them to our brain for thinking. As we go on thinking, go on planning all the time, this poor chakra has to keep on supplying that to our brain, and it is not able to take care of so many organs. So you can see that people who suffer from a lot of stress because they are overworking in office, there's so much stress of the boss, that they develop liver diseases. There's something that is bothering people all the time, they're thinking about it, so liver trouble comes. Also, such people who are all the time planning, sitting on the desk, working, future planning, that, their pancreas go off. And because this chakra is not able to give enough energy to the pancreas, because it's supplying energy for the person to think, the pancreas go off and such person develops diabetes. So diabetes does not happen because we eat a lot of sweet. It happens because we think a lot. We're all the time thinking and planning of the future. So when this chakra settles down, it gets the energy from Kundalini. All these issues also slowly drop out. A lot of physical problems in our being drop out once our Kundalini rises. So this is one of those things. The other thing that spoils this chakra is on the left hand side, when we have gone to some wrong gurus, then this chakra catches a lot. So there are a lot of people now we know for sure, because so many of them are sitting in the jails or have been found out to be very, very bad people, that there are a lot of wrong people who have come on this earth and have taken over a bhagwa kapda or a choga and have called themselves as gurus. So when we go to such people, we go to some tantrikas or people who do some wrong kind of hypnotic therapies or those kind of things, charismatic movements and all of those things. All of these things ruin our Swadhisthana chakra very much. And this can cause very serious troubles inside us. Diseases which are called as incurable start from this Swadhisthana chakra as well. So when Kundalini rises, all of these issues drop out inside us. Whatever problems we have in various chakras inside us, we can cure them once we are realized. We have mantras for each chakra. There are ways to clear them out. There are prayers to be done in meditation on these chakras that help us clear out various problems inside us. So importantly, on our thumbs, we can feel this chakra, both our thumbs. So every chakra has two parts, left and right, on the left and right channels that we have. And they are caught because of different reasons on the left and right. And we can feel them on our left thumb or right thumb as per whatever the issue is. So moving forward, we'll talk in brief about each of these chakras and then we'll get into meditation. So the next chakra that we see is the Nabhi chakra, which I mentioned earlier is governed by Sri Lakshmi Narayan. As we can understand, they are the deities of our well-being. So once they are awakened, they take care of our complete well-being. Also, we become truly a Lakshmi Pati when we are generous to others, we are nice to people, and we are truly taking care of whoever comes to our house. Those kind of qualities awaken inside us. One very other important quality of this chakra is that this chakra gives us our seeking. So we have talked about seeking a lot at the start of this session. So that comes to us from this chakra. The first one is we really start seeking food. That also is, as you can see, it's the navel center that is governed by Nabhi chakra. We'll talk more about Nabhi chakra in our next session. So our evolution is also taken care of by this chakra. We can understand that Sri Vishnu is the one who's incarnated in so many different shapes and formats, and finally he came in the complete avatara as Sri Krishna. So he's the one who's evolved us to this high stage of human beings. Around this chakra, so we can feel the Nabhi chakra on our middle finger, on the longest finger, on both hands. Around this chakra is the void. It's called as Bhavsagar. So we have heard a lot of Bhavsagara in so many scriptures, sometimes in some bhajans where we say that take us through the Bhavsagara. So we call it with different names, but this is the Bhavsagar inside us. This is the place of gurus inside us. So the real gurus that have happened on this, that have incarnated, there are 10 such primordial masters who govern this place inside us. And each of them is placed in this void. Whenever we go against them, this chakra catches, and it's placed around the center of our palm. We can feel this center. All of these gurus came on this earth to talk about religion, to tell us how to live our lives. When we go against their principles, this chakra catches, and we develop certain problems inside us. Above this chakra is the heart chakra inside us. We can feel it on the smallest fingers of both our hands. It's also called as Anahata chakra. On the left hand side is the heart where our Atma resides, our spirit resides. This is the place of Sri Shiva inside us. He's the Paramatma as Sadashiva, and his reflection, Atma, resides in our heart. So Shiv Parvati reside on the left hand side. On the right hand side is Sri Sitaram, and on the center of this chakra is Jagadamba. So she's the mother of the universe. She gives us a sense of security because we know that she's the one protecting us. She also gives us confidence. We also get compassion and love on the left side, and we know how to live our lives, and we know our maryadas on the right hand side from this chakra. So moving on, on the neck is the Vishuddhi chakra. We can feel this chakra on our index fingers, the finger next to our thumb. Also, this chakra is governed by Sri Radha Krishna, and we can understand that all of his qualities, Sri Krishna, he established so many things in human beings. They are represented by this chakra, like collectivity. So we know how to be collective once this chakra is awakened. And we know how to be sweet to others through this chakra. We know our communication. So our hands are also governed by this chakra. Our ENT, ear, nose, throat, mouth, how we speak, how we look, our face, everything is governed by this chakra. The higher qualities about this chakra are the state of witness. So when this chakra really awakens, we get that sense of Kshetragya that Sri Krishna has talked about in Gita. We get into that state and we really see the world as a Leela, like he used to. After this, we have the Agya chakra inside us. It's a very, very important chakra. Agya chakra is the place where we see that the three nadis cross inside us. So if we see the next slide, you can see the place of Agya chakra. Yeah. So Agya chakra is essentially it's the center of forgiveness. And we can see that the three nadis come and cross here. So it's a very difficult path to cross. And it's one of the most difficult things people find because in Sahaja first we do meditation and there we pray that we forgive everyone. That is essential for Kundalini to rise and cross this center. And we know that the incarnations that came at the end, like Gautam Buddha, Mahavir, and Shri Jesus Christ, all of them, they talked about forgiving others. And that is, they are governing this center essentially. So this chakra we can feel on our ring fingers, both on the left and right side. And there's a front and back to this chakra. We can talk about it at a later stage. Yeah, so that is a bit about this chakra. Then we see that the next slide that we'll see, we're talking about ego and superego. So these two nadis that are inside us that we've talked about since the beginning, the Ida and Pingla, they develop into two entities inside us, to what you can call them as ego and superego. So when we do a lot of work, when we do a lot of planning, we are aggressive, we are futuristic, we develop a lot of ego inside us, and that settles on the left hand side of, you can see that the right channel crosses to the left. Similarly, when we are told do not do this, do not do that, we develop a lot of sanskaras, conditionings inside us, and that develops on our right hand side. That is the superego, because you can see that the left channel crosses over to the right side. So both these things, they essentially drive most of our life. They drive us. We either are driven by our ego or our superego, and one or the other is always oppressing the other. So these are like two balloons who are fighting with each other all the time inside us. So when Kundalini crosses the Agya chakra, it sucks in both these entities inside us, and the way to Sahasrara opens up, and that is the gateway to heaven. That is the kingdom of God. That is the place where Sadashiva resides, and that is the place where we get our self-realization when we cross Sahasrara. So Sahasrara's quality is mentioned as integration because all the chakras reside there. And when we get that, we are truly integrated with God. We are one and the same with Him. We are part and parcel of the great being. So in short, this is a little bit about our subtle system. What we'll do now is um, go into the meditation session. So there are some steps, and we'll talk about what's the importance of these. So first, we have to balance ourselves, our left and right channels. That is necessary, as you talked about, because Kundalini rises from the central channel. So first, we have to balance the left and right. We are made of the 5 elements. We know that earth, fire, water, sky, air. So we take help of these elements because they help us clear out. In Sahaja Yoga, there are various methods to use these elements. We'll use a couple of them today. So the first step is, you can see on the screen, we put our left hand towards um, uh, Shree Mataji on our lap, and we put the right hand on the Mother Earth. We do some prayers for clearing out our left channel, the Ida Nadi. The next step is, we bring the right hand back into our lap and we fold our left hand towards the sky from our elbow. And this is for clearing out our right channel, the Pingla Nadi. We do some prayers here in meditation. The next step would be putting both our hands on the Mother Earth. And this is for bringing us into complete balance. We do some prayers and meditation. After this, we bring both our hands into our laps. The next step is, we use our right hand only, because this is the hand of action. And we put it on our heart and we do some prayers here. The next step, we bring this hand onto the front of our head, that is the forehead, and press it like we have a headache, the way we would press there. After this, we would bring our hand to the back of our head and push our head back towards the sky. Here we again do some prayers. Now we bring our hand on the top of our head. We have to stretch our palm completely, fingers towards the outside, and press with our palm on the top of our head, where we know that as a kid we had a soft bone, fontanelle bone area. You have to press hard here and move it in a clockwise direction. So we have to press hard and move it here. And then we'll go into meditation. So now we can understand that just moving some hands and doing prayers is not something that can give us realization. It is something so great. And what is the one thing that can do it? So it is very important for us to understand, because so that is why I'm giving an example here of Shivaji Maharaj when he had asked his Guru Ramdas Swami as to how is it possible, how do you get self-realization and how long does it take? So he said that it happens that shan, that instant. You just need someone who can give it and someone who can take it. So we have to become the one who can take it. We have to really ask for it. We have to be very humble and ask for it, because the one to give it is Shree Mataji. Her photo has that innate quality where it gives the vibrations. The Param Chaitanya comes through her photos and it works, and the Kundalini rises. So we have to be very, very humble. We have to ask for it from the bottom of our heart and sit in meditation. So now Shree Mataji's photo will come on the screen for you. We have to sit with complete respect, humility, and ask for it. We have to understand that we are not giving anything here. So we are the ones who are asking for something. And the whole intent, the whole uh, thought process right now should be of someone who is asking for something so great. Let us look at Shree Mataji's photo and pray that Mother, please give me my self-realization today. We can close our eyes while looking at her photo slowly. Now we'll go into meditation and do the steps that we had just seen. So we put our right hand on the Mother Earth. Our attention should be on the left hand side on our back where the Ida Nadi is. Also, our attention should be on our palms, both the palms, and see what is happening on the palms. We have to pray, Mother, please clear out my Ida Nadi. Please take out all the impurities of my Ida Nadi that have come from my past into the Mother Earth. Mother, please clear out my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth. To pay attention on what is happening on our palms. Bring back the right hand into your lap. We'll put our left hand towards the sky by bending from the elbow. We can try and keep our attention on the right side of our backbone and on both our palms. You have to pray here, Mother, please clear out my Pingla Nadi, my right channel. Mother, please take out all the impurities of my right channel through the ether element, sky element. Mother, please clear out my Pingla Nadi. Let us pay attention to our palms, what is happening. Now place both the hands on the Mother Earth. We have to bring our attention the center on middle of the spine. Here we have to pray, Mother, please bring us into complete balance. Mother, please take out all the impurities from our left and right channels and bring us into the present, into the state of complete balance. Bring back both your hands into your lap. Now, all the next steps we'll do with the right hand because that's the hand of action. The left hand we keep towards Shree Mataji as a sign of desire, and with the right we do the action. So we place the right hand onto our heart. We know our heart's position. You press the hand on our heart a bit. A very important assertion needs to be made here, which is the real truth that we are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, this worldly name, and whatever you call yourself. You have to say that we are not all of this. But, Mother, I am pure spirit, which is the truth. In reality, we are only the spirit. All of this rest is like a cloud coming over and taking over the sun, not letting it shine enough. So when we assert that we are the spirit, Kundalini starts rising because we are closer to the truth. So we have to say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. With full confidence, you have to say, Mother, I am the spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, one other very important thing that we have to say here is that, Mother, I am not guilty. We find ourselves guilty for several reasons. We think that we are no good, we are bad, we have done this wrong, that wrong. We have to leave all of that judgment to Kundalini. She is our individual mother. She knows us from all our past lives. Let her be the judge. But because you can say that you are the spirit, Mother, I am the spirit, so I am not guilty at all. Because the spirit does not commit any sin. Mother, I am the spirit and I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am the pure spirit and thus I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we place this hand, the right hand, on our forehead. We have to press on both the sides like we have a headache. And once again, a very important thing needs to be said here and done is that we have to forgive everybody. We have to forgive everybody, everything. You have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. You do not have to remember anybody. You just have to give a blanket forgiveness to everyone because if we forgive, Kundalini rises, we feel very relaxed. But if we do not forgive, this door does not open and we only keep playing into the hands of the people who have done wrong to us. When we forgive, God takes over. So we have to say, truly, we have to say and mean it, Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now we take back this hand and we place it on the back of our head, where we place the pillow, and we push back the head towards the sky. We have to say here for our own satisfaction because we know that the Almighty, the God, is the ocean of love, the ocean of compassion, but above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. So we have to ask for His forgiveness for any wrong that we may have done. So just say once that, oh Lord, if I have done any mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly against your will, then please forgive me. Oh Lord, please forgive me for any sins that I may have done. Now we place this hand. If the hand gets tired, you can bring it into the lap. Now we have to place this hand on the top of your head, where we have the fontanelle bone area. You have to push back the fingers completely and bring just the center of the palm on the fontanelle bone area and press hard. Now, this is the most important thing here. So, you have to move your hand in a clockwise direction so that the scalp moves along with it in a clockwise direction. So, with each round, you have to pray, Mother, please give me my self realization. This cannot be forced upon you in any way because as human beings, we have our freedom. So, we have to ask for it with all humility, with all respect, with complete understanding. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me the union with the divine. Mother, please give me my yoga. Mother, please give me my self realization. To keep moving the scalp. Mother, please give me my self realization. Now bring the hand back into your lap. Try and keep your attention where you had kept your hand just now. Now let us bring our attention on our hands. See if there is a cool or warm or hot breeze coming out of your hands, or if there is any tingling sensation on any of the fingers. This cool breeze has been described in various scriptures as Param Chaitanya, Salilam Salilam by Adiguru Shankaracharya, as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost in Bible. In Quran it's mentioned. Now bring back your right hand on the top of your head where you just kept your hand and raise it few inches above the head. Now see if there is any cool breeze or a hot breeze coming out of your head. There would be a particular place from where you would feel the breeze coming. You can move your hand left, right, up, down a bit and see that there would be a particular place from where you'll feel it. Now bring the right hand back into the lap. Now see with your left hand once again, just a few inches above the fontanel bone area, there will be a particular place from where you'll feel the breeze coming. Bring back the hand. Now as a last step, we'll raise both our hands completely towards the sky, palms open towards the sky, and push back our head. Now we have to ask something here. So we have started feeling something. So we have to ask, oh Lord, is this the divine power? Is this Param Chaitanya? Is this the power from which the whole world is running? Is this your power of love? You can ask any of this question 3 times. In answer, you'll feel more vibrations on your hands. Now bring back both the hands on your lap. Eyes closed, back straight, both hands in the lap, and your attention on the top of your head, the fontanel bone. And we'll sit in meditation like this now for a couple of minutes. We'll slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photo. Now we have to look at her photo and see if we have any thoughts. Find that we do not have any thoughts. This is the Nirvichar Chetna, the thoughtless awareness state we have achieved today. Let us sit in this state for half a minute. We bring both our hands and join them in a pranam to Shree Mataji as a thanks to this blissful state and our self-realization. Jai Shree Mataji. If we have any questions, any doubts, any queries about Sahaja Yoga, please feel free to ask them. Maybe on Zoom, you can chat, you can speak, or on YouTube, you can drop your queries in comments. Mayank?
Jai Shree Mataji, everyone. Whoever has joined us on YouTube, if you have any questions, please do ask in the live chat, or you can join Zoom as well. We have shared the link of Zoom meeting. You can join Zoom and talk directly if you have any question, if you want to share your experience. Whoever has joined for the first time, we request you to please continue this for some time. Your vibrations, feeling of vibrations on your hand, on your Sahasrara will keep improving. If you have any questions, please do ask. On this YouTube channel, we conduct live self-realization every day, 3 times a day. Usually it is conducted in Hindi. On Saturday, we conduct this in English. You can watch these programs anytime, and if you join them live, you can ask your questions. We have shared the link to our WhatsApp group. In this group, we share lectures of Shree Mataji, the links to our sessions, and also some tutorial videos about how to do foot soak, take bandhan, or do meditation. It will be very useful for you if you join that group. You can also subscribe to our channel so that you can get the notifications for these sessions. Here we have a question on YouTube. She is asking, please let me know how to explain Sahaja Yoga to Jain people.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting question. So, Sahaja Yoga has people from every religion joining. You can name it, and that religion is there in Sahaja Yoga, and that is because we in Sahaja Yoga we understand the real incarnations that have happened till now, and we worship them also whenever required. So Jains have a very uh, uh, deep understanding of yoga. There have been so many Tirthankars that have happened, and their references often help. They've talked about, in fact, I think it's in the Jain religion, it's been most talked about of Anishwarvad and actually getting to God in the Nirakara form. So when we talk about that, how to get to Him in the Nirakara, and that is what Sahaja Yoga is. So when we do that, it becomes um, easy for them to understand. But yeah, we all come from a lot of conditionings in various religions, and that always hampers us a lot to understand and be open about Sahaja Yoga. But I guess this is something that um, We can talk about more separately as well if you wish. I'm sure we can help you out in explaining this to your people. I think we can do that. If required, we can share our mobile numbers and talk about that more.
Yeah, if you can share your contact details, your phone number or email ID, anything, and we'll reach out to you for better understanding of this or deeper conversation on this topic.
So some people have asked that they want to join the WhatsApp group. Then you'll have to share your contact details for us to do that. So Mayank, I can see some people are here, but they have not been able to join on audio.
Yeah, I've
Texted them.
texted them how to join, but they have joined this since beginning, I guess.
Okay.
One of the seeker has a question on YouTube. He said he'll join on Zoom.
Okay.
So we'll just wait for him for a couple minutes.
Sure.
So Anish ji has joined, but yes, he is not able to join audio. I'll just text him.
He's raised his hand.
Yeah.
How do we do this, Mike?
I am on chat with him. He's trying to join audio.
He's here.
Anish ji, you'll see a button to unmute yourself on the screen. After that, you can talk. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Anish ji. You are on mute again. Can you please unmute your mic? Hello.
Hello. Manishi, can you hear us? Yeah, Anishi, I think you're back again. If you have any question, you can ask. Mike? I think he's unable to, but he's joined, I think. joined. He's not on mute, but we cannot hear anything. Maybe we can end the YouTube session now, or we can continue here. Maybe we can wait for him.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Anish. Finally, we can hear you.
Sir, I can hear you loud and clear. Can I ask my question?
Absolutely, Anish. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So the problem arises that every time I have unmuted myself, a reverse message came from system or from your side. I don't know. Unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. So
that was
I'm a little confused.
No. That was mine trying to help you. It's okay. Yeah, please let me know about what your query is.
Sir, I would like to ask question in Hindi. It is little complicated for me.
बिल्कुल बोलिए अनीश जी.
थैंक यू सर. सबसे पहले गुड आफ्टरनून सर. पूछना चाह रहे कि ये सेशन मैंने अटेंड किया है इससे पहले कई बार. बड़ा ही कमाल का अद्भुत अनुभूति रहा है.
अच्छा.
कई बार ऐसा जानने को मिला अपने दादा परदादाओं से कि ये जो परमेश्वरी चीज है ना, बहुत ही बड़ी चीज है और ये तुम्हारा लिमिटेड ब्रेन, लिमिटेड सेंसस के अंदर नहीं समा सकती, कोई भी हालत में नहीं समा सकती.
बिल्कुल.
सवाल ये रहा कि फिर भी हम लोग इस मानव शरीर में हैं विद 5 सेंसेस. हाउ वी कुड फील द cool breeze in my head, in my hand. It is our part of senses ना. ये हाथों से कैसे पता चल रहा है? हार्ट में रखना हो तो फिर कुछ अलग सा आत्मा वाला फीलिंग, एब्सोल्यूट जॉयनेस वाला. ये कैसे पॉसिबल है?
ये ऐसे ही लगता है, समझ नहीं आता है कि कैसे हो रहा है. सच में बिल्कुल आपकी जो क्वेश्चन है वो बिल्कुल सही है. और ऐसा लगता है कि हम आत्मा की बात कर रहे हैं तो फिर ये हमारे सेंसेस तक कैसे आ रही है ये चीज. बिकॉज द लाइट कम्स डाउन फिजिकल लेवल इटसेल्फ. जब हम कह रहे हैं कि हमारी कुंडलिनी जागृत होने से, हमारे चक्र ठीक होने से हमारी बीमारियां ठीक हो रही हैं, हमारे आप हाथ पे फील होना छोड़िए, हमारे पैसे संबंधी प्रॉब्लम्स ठीक हो जाती हैं, क्या क्या तरह की चीजें ठीक हो जाती हैं. तो क्योंकि ये जो चीज है, जो वाइब्रेशंस हैं, ये हर चीज में घुसते हैं. इट परमिएट्स थ्रू एवरीथिंग, एवरी सेल, एवरी एटम इट परमिएट्स थ्रू. तो फिजिकल लेवल पे हमारे सेंसेस पे भी हमको फील होता है इसीलिए. और ये एक नई चीज है जो श्रीमाती जी ने दी. ये पहले नहीं होता था कि हमको चक्र हमारे पता चले, या कैसे हो सकता है. ये इतनी अद्भुत चीज लगती है कि विश्वास करने में मुश्किल होता है. श्रीमाती जी किसका ऐसा एग्जाम्पल देती हैं 1980 में किसी लेक्चर में, कि उन्होंने बोला कि किसी गांव खेड़े में आप एक अभी टीवी ले जाइए और बोले कि इसमें पूरी दुनिया की पिक्चरें दिख जाएंगी आपको. तो बोलेगा दिमाग खराब है इसका, क्या बातें कर रहा है मेरे से आके. क्योंकि वो इतनी अद्भुत चीज अपने को विश्वास ही नहीं हो पाते कि ये कैसे हो रहा है. अब आपने महसूस कर लिया है, अब आपको मिल गया है, वाइब्रेशंस हाथ पे आ गए हैं. अब उसमें बस ये होता है कि यार इसको मान कैसे लें कि ये सच में परमात्मा की शक्ति हमारे अंदर से बह रही. तो उसका जो विश्वास है वो धीरे धीरे आपके अंदर स्थापित होगा. कैसे स्थापित होगा? जब आप हर बार ध्यान में बैठेंगे, आपकी कोई चक्र आपको पकड़ पता चलेगी, आप देखेंगे अच्छा मेरे जीवन में ये कारण हो रहा था इसलिए चक्र पकड़ रहा है. फिर आप किसी और के वाइब्रेशंस देखेंगे, आप जानेंगे कि यार इसका ये चक्र अलग पकड़ा, मेरे को तो नहीं पकड़ता था. फिर आप समझेंगे कि उसको ये क्यों पकड़ता है, क्योंकि उसको जीवन में ये प्रॉब्लम है. फिर आप उसे ठीक करेंगे धीरे धीरे. सहयोग में ये भी तरीके हैं. आप खुद को ठीक करेंगे, दूसरों को ठीक करेंगे, आप ये चमत्कार होते देखेंगे. फिर आपको मानना ही पड़ेगा कि ये परमात्मा की शक्ति आपके अंदर से बह रही है जो आपको महसूस हो रही है. तो धीरे धीरे अनुभव के साथ ये स्थापित होता है. और ये जो एकदम आश्चर्यचकित कर देने वाली अद्भुत ऐसी चीज लगती है, वो धीरे धीरे हमको ऐसा लगने लगता है कि रोजमर्रा की चीज है. अब सहयोग में जो नए लोग आते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई बोलता है कि मुझे 10 साल से नींद नहीं आने की परेशानी थी, मैंने एक दिन सहयोग किया, मैंने फुटसोक करा घर जाके और मुझे नींद आ गई. कोई आके हमको ऐसा बोलता है कि अरे मुझे नींद आ गई, वो इतनी बड़ी चीज होती है उसके लिए. हम बोलते हैं अरे वो तो होता ही है, सहयोग में पहली चीज हो जाती है, वो तो उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं. तो धीरे धीरे ये सब मिराकल्स जिसे हम कहते हैं वो रोजमर्रा की चीजें होने लग जाती हैं हमारी. तो यही चीज है अनीश जी. आपका सवाल बिल्कुल सही है, पर अगर मैंने जवाब दिया है तो मैं हैप्पी. अगर नहीं हो तो आप पूछिए कुछ और, अगर सवाल है तो.
श्री माता जी ने ये भी कहा है कि ये इवोल्यूशन है, एक स्टेप आगे
हाँ
मानव से, जो जिसके कारण फिर हम हमारे हाथों पे अनुभूति महसूस कर रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल। द नेक्स्ट स्टेप।
Next step. And can I ask another one?
हाँ अनिश जी, आप कब से हैं सहयोग में?
सहयोग में मैं कब से हूँ? Hardly 1 month.
अच्छा अच्छा, और कहाँ से आप जुड़े?
द मैं वेस्ट बंगाल आसनसोल से हूँ।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, वेरी गुड। हाँ अनिश जी पूछिए आगे, और कुछ पूछिए।
The ultimate step in Sahaja known to the mankind or the world of Sahaja, वो कौन सा है?
आपने अभी फर्स्ट स्टेप पाली क्या? आप धीरे
नो।
धीरे, आपको वाइब्रेशंस आ गए हाथ पे,
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
है ना?
यस यस
वाइब्रेशंस
यस।
आ गए, आप धीरे धीरे आप खुद ही जान जाएंगे अल्टीमेट स्टेप क्या है। आप पहले खुद स्थापित हो जाइए, अपने आप को पूरी तरह से क्लियर कीजिए, अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स दूर कीजिए। फिर एक बार आपने पा लिया है, बेसिक आपको मिल गया, तो आप दूसरों को दीजिए, आप दूसरों को दीजिए, दूसरों को सहयोग में लाइए। अल्टीमेट स्टेप जो श्री माता जी के आप लेक्चर सुनेंगे ना, धीरे धीरे आपको समझ में आती जाएगी क्या है। निर्विचार समाधि, निर्विकल्प समाधि, ऐसा श्री माता जी ने बताया है। वो धीरे धीरे आती है, जहाँ पे कि मतलब हमारे चित्त डालने से ही सारा काम हो जाता है, हम इतने स्ट्रांग हो जाते हैं। जो भी पावर्स, जो भी श्री माता जी कहती है, जो भी मेरी शक्तियां हैं, वो सब आपको मैं देना चाहती हूँ, पर आपको स्थिति में आना पड़ेगा। तो वो धीरे धीरे स्थापित होगी। अभी आप, मेरे ख्याल से अभी आपको जिस बात पे ध्यान देना चाहिए अनिश जी, वो है कि आप रोज ध्यान कीजिए, फुटसुक कीजिए, अपने वाइब्रेशंस बढ़ाइए, चक्र क्लियर कीजिए, और लोगों को सहयोग से जोड़िए जो इससे फायदा उठा सके। धीरे धीरे ये कलेक्टिव चीज है, तो इसका ये भी इसलिए इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप और लोगों को भी लेके आए। आप और लोगों को लाएंगे, उनको वाइब्रेशंस देंगे, उनको सहयोग आत्म साक्षात कर देंगे, आप अपने आप ऊपर उठेंगे। ऊपर उठने का तरीका यही है, सहयोग में दूसरों को देना। तो वहां से अपन शुरू करते हैं। अल्टीमेट स्टेप आपको धीरे धीरे खुद ही समझ में आ जाएगी।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
ठीक है,
आई गॉट माई टोटल आंसर सर।
वेरी गुड वेरी गुड। अनिश जी बहुत अच्छे वाइब्रेशन आ रहे हैं आपसे बात करते हुए, जो कि समझाता है कि आप सच में सच्चे साधक हैं, सीकर्स हैं। तो आप लगे रहिए, और जो भी आपको परेशानी हो, वी आर हैप्पी टू।
Asking from my side, how am I feeling talking to you?
हाँ हाँ
That my hand is throwing some cool something cool. Huh?
हाँ, मुझे भी
I
आ रहे
don't
हैं ना।
know what
हाँ
is this cool, but this
हाँ
is tremendous. Huh?
हाँ, और वो अच्छा भी लगता है बहुत। इट फील्स सो नाइस, इट फील्स सो ब्लिसफुल एंड अमेजिंग। तो अभी
अच्छा,
आप,
लास्ट क्वेश्चन,
हाँ
कि ये जो हाथों से जो बह रही है,
हम्म,
श्री माता जी का स्पीच में मैंने सुना था कि ये प्रणव
हाँ
वर्ड था, प्रणव।
हम्म।
सो जानना चाहता हूँ कि ये प्रणव क्या है, मतलब
प्रणव
व्हाट
का
इज
मतलब
प्रणव?
होता है द लाइफ फोर्स इटसेल्फ इज प्रणव। तो अब ये परम चैतन्य है जो हमारे हाथों से बह रहा है। परम चैतन्य क्या है? मतलब परम चैतन्य मतलब परमात्मा की शक्ति, जिसने कि सारा संसार चलाया, और जो सारा सारा संसार चला रही है। जो रोजमर्रा के, जो फल से फूल बन रहे हैं, फूल से फल, जो बच्चे पैदा हो रहे हैं, जो सारा सारा लाइफ वर्क हो रहा है, जो दुनिया में जो भी चल रहा है, वो सब इस शक्ति से चल रहा है। इसलिए उसको प्रणव कहा गया है, क्योंकि यही हमें जीवन देने वाली शक्ति है। तो इसलिए माने उसको प्रणव कहा है।
थैंक यू सर।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा अनिश जी, आप शमाता जी लेक्चर सुन रहे हैं, दैट इज द वे फॉरवर्ड। करते रहिए, लगे रहिए, आप जरूर उसको पालेंगे पूरी तरह से। जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी। अनीश जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच कि आपने अपने क्वेश्चन पूछे। हम यही चाहते हैं कि जिनको जो भी डाउट हो वो जरूर पूछें, ताकि सहयोग में गहरे उतर सकें। अनीश जी, अगर आप हिंदी में ये सेशन देखना और अटेंड करना चाहते हैं, तो रोज यूट्यूब पे और इसी जूम मीटिंग पे 3 बार नए लोगों के लिए सेशन रहते हैं, सुबह 8 बजे, दोपहर में 4:15 और रात को 7:45 बजे। आप अपनी सुविधा अनुसार कभी भी इन्हें देख सकते हैं। To all the seekers who have joined us today, thank you everyone. We'll close this session now. We request you to please continue doing meditation every day, in the morning and in the evening, only for 5 to 10 minutes. You can join our WhatsApp group to get the tutorials and Shree Mataji's lectures as well. And I'll request to the Sahajogis to please share this joy that you have got to others as well. Please share the link or tell them about Sahaja. We'll thank Shree Mataji for today's session and the joy that she has given us. Jai Shree Mataji.
Jai Shree Mataji.